A very good morning to our viewers. I'm Smriti Rastogi with Breakfast News. Let's begin the bulletin with the top headlines. No luxury of time to defer the implementation of GST, says Finance Minister. 1st July is the launch date. Return filing rules relaxed for July-August. BJP steps up campaign for its presidential nominee. Venkaiah Naidu holds discussions with LJP Samajwadi Party leaders. BJP to file nominations by 23rd of June. Bankers to meet from today to decide on large defaulters. RBI has named 12 largest defaulters that owe 2.5 trillion rupees to the system will face bankruptcy proceedings. Situation in Darjiling remains tense. Incidents of arson reported from Kalimpong. Home Minister Rajnath Singh speaks to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, appeals for calm. And Pakistan stunned India in the final to claim Maiden Champions Trophy crown. In Hockey World League semi-final, India thrashed Pakistan 7-1 for a third straight win. The GST Council met for the 17th time on Sunday. In the meet, the Council decided to relax the deadline for filing of returns for the businesses for first 2 months following GST's rollout. The Council also set tax rates for lotteries and hotel rooms and categorically decided to implement the indirect tax regime from July 1st. The GST Council on Sunday relaxed return filing rules for businesses for the first 2 months of the rollout of the new indirect tax regime. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley said that the relaxation was given to obviate any lack of preparedness. As per the revised return filing timeline, the sale returns will have to be filed by September 5th instead of August 10th. Companies will now have to file sale invoice for August with the GST network by September 20th instead of 10th of September earlier.
There will be further deliberations which will continue on the e-way bills rules, and after consultations, once consensus is reached and we formulate one opinion, we will frame the rule. Till then, an alternate rule will operate.
Giving some relief to AC hotels, the Council also decided to raise the threshold for the 28% tax to 7,500 rupees from 5,000 rupees at present. This would mean that an 18% GST would be levied on bills of 2,500 to 7,500 rupees. The Finance Minister also said that the GST network will take 4 to 5 months to prepare e-way bill.
आज सहूलियत दी है कि अगस्त वाली के लिए आपके पास 2.5 महीने हैं, सितंबर वाली के लिए और 15 दिन एक्स्ट्रा हैं। ये इसीलिए दी है कि लोगों का पहले 2 महीने में अभ्यास बन जाए और सिस्टम के ऊपर भी एकाएक ओवरलोडिंग ना हो।
The GST Council also gave its nod to tax lotteries in 2 segments, with state-run ones attracting 12% GST and the state-authorized 28%. 6 rules, including anti-profiteering, was also cleared in the meeting. Finance Minister also said that the Council had categorically decided to stick to the July 1st deadline of the GST rollout. The Council will next meet again on the 30th June on the eve of the launch. Pranav Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha TV. The Prime Minister's office has called a meeting of the senior officials of the Ministries of Finance and Corporate Affairs today. The meeting is to review the progress in the resolution of non-performing assets in the light of recent action taken by the Reserve Bank of India on stressed assets. The banking sector is saddled with NPAs of over 8 lakh crore rupees, of which 6 lakh crore rupees is on the books of the public sector banks. Meanwhile, bankers are also meeting today. They are likely to finalize their next course of action on 6 of the 12 bad loan accounts for immediate referral to NCLT after the RBI named the largest defaulters to face bankruptcy proceedings. According to the RBI, these 12 accounts owe 2.5 trillion rupees to the system, which constitute around 25% of the gross bad loans. The BJP Parliamentary Board will meet today to take a decision on its presidential nominee. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Party Chief Amit Shah will attend the meeting. However, it is not clear whether the board will announce its candidate today, as a party leader say it may authorize Shah to take a call. Meanwhile, continuing its effort for a common consensus on the presidential candidate, the BJP reached out to political parties on Sunday. Senior BJP leader M. Venkaiah Naidu held discussions with Lok Janshakti Party President Ram Vilas Paswan and Samajwadi Party's Ram Gopal Yadav and Naresh Agarwal on presidential elections. While Paswan said his party will back the BJP, the Samajwadi Party leaders preferred a politician as president. Naidu said BJP will announce its presidential nominee before 23rd of this month. And BJP President Amit Shah also held a closed-door meeting with Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray at his residence in Mumbai. The Sena chief said they would take a call on support after the BJP revealed its choice for president. Shah is reported to have told Thackeray that Prime Minister Narendra Modi would decide the NDA's candidate for the highest constitutional post. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley meanwhile spoke to TMC and BJD leaders. Last week, the Union Ministers Rajnath Singh and M. Venkaiah Naidu held meetings with Congress President Sonia Gandhi, CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri and other opposition leaders separately to evolve a consensus on the presidential nominee. However, no name was discussed by either side for the constitutional post. The situation in Darjiling continues to remain tense. Home Minister Rajnath Singh on Sunday spoke to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee over the law and order situation in the region, which has been reeling under violence for the past 8 days. Singh has also appealed to the people to remain calm and peaceful and not resort to violence. Thousands of Gorkha Janmukti Morcha protesters on Sunday took out huge rallies to observe Black Day in Darjeeling. Incidents of setting fire a government library room and in Kalimpong, 2 panchayat offices and a police vehicle were reported. Though Darjeeling, hub of the agitation, remained incident-free. GGM were protesting the death of their 3 supporters allegedly killed in police firing at Chowk Bazaar, carrying their bodies in the march. The state police, however, rejected the death of anyone in the police firing. The GJM has ruled out any talks with the state government in view of the ongoing agitation, but has expressed willingness to talk with the central government. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee rejected holding any talks with the GGM leaders until they stop violent activities. She has also said that the agitation is a conspiracy against her government. GGM has been protesting against the compulsory introduction of Bengali language in the state-run schools. They are also demanding a separate Gorkha land. Asserting that security cannot be compromised, MOS for Home Affairs Kiran Rijiju on Sunday said that the centre will provide all support to maintain peace and restore normalcy in Jammu and Kashmir. Rijiju speak on the sidelines of the final of the Urja football tournament organised by the SSB in Jammu. He said that strategy have to be dealt with due consultation with the government in Jammu and Kashmir. He also emphasised that the people of the region can't be bowed down to the terror acts. Rijiju condemned the killing of 6 police personnel in an ambush by the terrorists on police party in the valley. Meanwhile, a group of militants attacked an army convoy in South Kashmir's Anantnag district on Sunday. No casualty was, however, reported. According to the police sources, the militants fired some shots at the army vehicles in Bijbehara area and fled from the spot. Security forces cordoned off the area and started a lookout operation.
The state government's input strategies are to be given priority. The central cannot just make a statement and intervene. Jammu and Kashmir will not take it lightly. They will not just lie down, because these kind of barbaric attacks on the civilians as well as the uniformed people will not be welcomed by any person, any sensible person.
And on to the news from the northeast, where massive landslides and floods triggered by incessant rains have left thousands homeless. 12 people have died due to landslides in Mizoram. 6 people are killed in Meghalaya. Here is a complete report. Massive landslides and floods triggered by incessant rains have left thousands homeless in the northeast. At least 12 people have died and more than 800 buildings destroyed in Mizoram due to landslides and floods triggered by incessant rains lashing the state since 9th of June. According to the Disaster Management and Rehabilitation Department report, 10 persons died in Mizoram's Lunglei district, One person each died in Aswal and Surchip districts during the past 9 days. The flood also damaged 137 hectares of cultivated areas and 62 fish ponds. Meanwhile, in Meghalaya, at least 6 persons have been killed and several others injured in major landslides triggered by incessant rains. The disaster that took place on Saturday in an industrial area of the Meghalaya Industrial Development Corporation in Ribhoi district, 9 people have been injured while some are still missing. A team of the State Disaster Response Force is putting all efforts to rescue those missing. In Bangladesh, the death toll following the recent landslides has risen to 163. The fresh landslides occurred in the wee hours in Khagrachari and Maulvi Bazar districts. 5 more persons, including 3 children, were killed due to the incessant rains in 2 districts. Bangladesh is reeling under flood-like situation as incessant monsoon rains have triggered a series of landslides and waterlogging in the many parts. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And a look at all the other national events nationwide. The Sri Lankan Navy on Sunday arrested 5 Tamil Nadu fishermen and impounded their boats for allegedly fishing in their territorial waters. According to the Fisheries Department, fishermen from Mandapam ventured into the sea in the morning and they were fishing off Nedu with Hivu when Lankan naval men surrounded them and took them to Kansinganturai airport. According to the government, guidelines to rein in unruly air passengers is expected to be ready early next month. A revised civil aviation requirement is being finalized after receiving comments from the stakeholders. The CAR will also include norms for a national no-fly list of unruly passengers, under which the flying ban could extend from at least 3 months to an indefinite period. The Bharatiya Kisan Sangh will observe a statewide agitation against the government from 20th of June. As a part of the protest, all the farmer markets will be shut in the state. Farmers claim that the state government is not paying heed to their demands. Minister of State for External Affairs V.K. Singh on Sunday met Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Beijing. The two leaders discussed $50 billion CPEC and India's NSG membership bid, among other issues. Singh and Wang met on the sidelines of the BRICS Foreign Ministers meeting to finalize the agenda for this year's BRICS Summit, which will be held in September in China's Xiamen city. And time for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Stay with us.
Misty valleys, foaming rivers. Perched atop all these is Cherrapunji, also known as Sohra or Churra, which means the land of oranges. Year-round rain had once placed Cherrapunji in the record books as the wettest place on earth. Today, climatic changes have pushed it out of the top wet slot. But Cherrapunji continues to retain its pristine features. These perpetual clouds and the all-pervasive mists.
News from Britain, where a man is reported to be dead and several others have been injured after a van struck a crowd of pedestrians near a North London mosque. The Muslim Council of Britain said a van intentionally ran over worshippers near Finsbury Park Mosque in Seven Sisters Road. A video posted online of the aftermath showed scene of the chaos as people tried to help the injured. Many of the victims are believed to have just left evening prayers after breaking the Ramadan fast. One person was arrested following the attack. Police called it a major incident. Prime Minister Theresa May described it as a terrible incident. She added that her thoughts were with those who have been injured, their loved ones and the emergency services on the scene.
Basically drove on the pavement, coming straight towards all the Muslims, and as he's coming to them, he hit all of them, and I think one of them died.
One of them died straight away.
One of them died, and then the rest are in a bad condition.
It was about 1:10. I was coming from the shops, and I saw a large crowd of people on the pavement. I learned after that a van that was standing out by the traffic lights was the van that mowed the people down.
On to some more international news, French President Emmanuel Macron's party has won a clear parliamentary majority, winning more than 300 seats in the 577-seat National Assembly. The victory is a second election triumph for Macron after his presidential victory, and the mandate is expected to allow Macron to embark on deep social and economic reforms in the country. A decisive victory for French President Emmanuel Macron's party. After Sunday's second round of parliamentary elections, Macron's party, La République En Marche, along with ally Modem, won more than 300 seats in the 577-seat National Assembly. Macron's party had won the first round of elections on 11th June.
Première fois sous la Ve République, l'Assemblée nationale sera profondément renouvelée, plus diverse, plus jeune, forte de parcours professionnels, associatifs et politiques variés.
Vous avez donné une majorité franche au président de la République et au gouvernement. Cette majorité aura une mission, agir pour la France. Par leur vote, les Français ont, dans leur grande majorité,
The results are a huge victory for Macron's party, which was formed just over a year ago, and half of its candidates have little or no political experience. The results come a week after Macron's own presidential victory. He had won without the support of a traditional mainstream party, convincingly over far-right candidate Marine Le Pen. However, opposition has pointed that turnout in the second round of parliamentary elections was too low at just over 40%.
De son modèle social et de son identité. Si le gouvernement Macron dispose d'une très forte majorité à l'Assemblée, il doit savoir que ses idées sont parfaitement minoritaires dans le pays et que les Français ne soutiendront pas les projets d'affaiblissement.
Despite the low turnout, the comfortable victory of La République En Marche and Modem is a big blow to the traditional parties on both the left and right. The result also gives the 39-year-old president a strong mandate in a parliament to pursue his pro-EU, business-friendly reform plans. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Portugal has declared 3 days of mourning for the 61 victims of one of the country's deadliest forest fires. 4 children are among the victims, many of whom were found dead inside the cars as they tried to flee the central forested region of Pedro Grande. Hundreds of firefighters are continuing to tackle the blaze on several fronts. Prime Minister Antonio Costa called it the greatest tragedy we have seen in the recent years in terms of forest fires. He said it was thought to have been sparked by a lightning strike. 4 firefighters are among the 54 people injured in the fire, which is raging in several parts of the mountainous area, some 200 kilometers northeast of the capital, Lisbon. Authorities said the number of victims may rise as fire officials inspect the villages affected. Meanwhile, European countries are coming together to assist Portugal. France and Spain have sent planes to help battle the blaze.
O momento não tem medida. Como não tem medida a nossa solidariedade, a solidariedade de todos nós para com os familiares das vítimas da tragédia de Pedro Grande.
And let's take a look at developments from across the world in World Wrap. Iraqi forces on Sunday launched an assault on Islamic State stronghold city of Mosul, which is the last district held by it. Special forces and federal police advancing from the west and south were met with mortar fire and car bombs. According to the United Nations, as many as 1 lakh civilians believed to be trapped in Mosul have been told to leave the area if they can. Kang Kyung-hwa has been appointed as South Korea's first female foreign minister, despite facing strong objections from opposition-led party President Moon Jae-in appointed former United Nations policy advisor Kang as the new foreign minister. Kang has been previously accused of alleged tax evasions and false registration address for her daughter. Firefighters continue to battle an explosive wildfire in California on Sunday. The fire has blackened over 500 acres of land just after it ripped through Castaic Lake in northwestern Los Angeles County on Saturday. No structures were reportedly threatened by the fires. At least 2 people were killed and more than 30 injured after gunmen started shooting in the resort in Mali. Over 30 guests were rescued by the forces from the site after assailants stormed into the luxury resort near the capital, Bamako. One of the gunmen was reportedly shot dead while the other one was wounded. He ran, leaving a submachine gun behind. Iran fired missiles into eastern Syria aiming terror bases. It was a retaliation for attacks claimed by IS in Tehran, which left 18 dead last week. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard launched a series of missiles from western Iran across the border into the Deir ez-Zor province. A large number of terrorists have been reported to be killed and weapons destroyed in the attack. In the sports news, it was heartbreak for India in cricket as arch rivals Pakistan defeated the men in blue by 180 runs to lift their maiden ICC Champions Trophy. Put into bat, Pakistan put on a big score of 338 for 4 thanks to a magnificent maiden century by opener Fakhar Zaman. Azhar Ali and Mohammad Hafiz contributed with half-centuries as Pakistani batsmen piled up misery on Indian bowlers. Chasing the mammoth total, India had the worst possible start with in-form Rohit Sharma departing for duck in the first over. Mohammad Amir then tore through the Indian top order, reducing the defending champions to 54 for 5. India eventually limped to 158 before being bowled out. Mohammad Amir and Hassan Ali also took 3 wickets each for the champions. This was Pakistan's first global 50-over title since 1992.
It's a slash into the gap. Big chase for Kedar Yadav.
Great achievement for me and my team and my country. Hopefully this win everyone is remember. Not today, not tomorrow, after very long time. And now after no one talking, if you are guys beat India in World Cup or any other tournament, and credit goes to my team management. They worked really hard after the first defeat. They motivated us, and credit goes to my boys. They're learning very well, hard work. And now when we arrive here, we are number 8. And now we are the champion. So hopefully this win will boost up Pakistan cricket, and hopefully the all playing nation hopefully is coming to Pakistan.
They really had a good performance. I congratulated them in the post-match. I would do the same here because they deserve to win. They certainly played really good cricket, and they also needed victories like these for them as a team. So you understand those dynamics as a team when things are not happening, and then you win a tournament like this. So yeah, credit to them for winning the title today.
While cricket was a huge disappointment, cheer came in from hockey as India beat Pakistan 7-1 in the Hockey World League semi-final in another corner of London. It was India's record biggest win over Pakistan, and it means the India has sealed a place in the quarterfinals of the tournament. In the Group B match, Akashdeep Singh, Harmanpreet Singh and Talvinder Singh scored 2 goals each. Pradeep Moore accounted for the other goal, while Pakistan's consolation goal came from the stick of Mohammad Umar Bhutta. Earlier, India had blanked Canada 3-0 and Scotland 4-1. India now maintain their top spot in the group, while Pakistan are still 6th with no points. India will next play the Netherlands on Tuesday. Indian shuttler Kidambi Srikanth lifted the Super Series badminton title on Sunday by defeating Japanese qualifier Kazumusa Sakai in straight games in the finals. The world number 22 Indian took 37 minutes to beat his Japanese opponent 21-11, 21-19 to win his third Super Series title. He had earlier won the 2014 China Open and 2015 India Open. The 24-year-old had defeated world number 1 Son Van-ho of South Korea to reach the summit clash. President Pranab Mukherjee and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Kidambi Srikanth for his win.
Semi-final or the final women, let's give the audience a better view and so on.
He's done it.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of Breakfast News. Keep watching Rajya Sabha television.